Swami Radhananda, and I've been working on a book. And the book is about my relationship with Swami Radha, the time I had with her, or just how it all happened. I've chosen tonight to, one thing I know about having gone through the process of almost having a book ready is that it's become my memory bank. And there's so many surprisingly wonderful things that I might have forgotten if I hadn't done my diary. And even when I just do little bits, there's a sense of what was happening. And it's interesting that I found my grandmother's diaries, and there's those little books of 5-year diary and the little tiny lines. And every day she wrote down what happened, from the weather to whether she went to the theater or the town or bought her groceries or planted her plants. Like, there's these little treasures, and they're just little tiny bits, but I get a sense of her whole life and the cycles of it. And I know that my mother is losing her memory because of Alzheimer's, and how that is so sad for her that she can't remember things. But in the moment, every single moment, whether we phone her or with her, she seems very happy, but she just can't remember it. And so there's all these things about memory that are coming up as I'm looking back at what the path is, and will continue to be. So tonight I've chosen a part of it when I went to the YDC with my 2 children. And they were young and they went to school down the road. And at the beginning I thought, I'm not going to be able to do this. Like, drive them up the hill in the snow every morning. How are they going to fit in with the school? I had all these, and then all these new people coming that I didn't know, and didn't think I would be able to do it. But then there was this person in the office that said, just keep on going, it'll work out. So, the evening before the YDC starts, Swami Radha invites me to many mansions. I come in from the dark blackness outside, and she greets me, leads me into the sunroom, her private sitting room and office. It's the first time I've been in here, and it's filled with light and warmth. She welcomes me back, asks about the children, and then sits twisting a Rubik's Cube. She starts thinking out loud of ways I could stay at the ashram. She says she's always known I would be here. I want to be close to her. I want to be open and confident enough to be her disciple, to bring her whatever I have and whatever I am. I don't want to stay in the outer circle. I want to come to this place of light. I want to build my courage and ask, may I call you Mataji? Do you know what it means? Mother, I respond. Inviting that intimacy means I can meddle in your life. Are you ready for that? She asks. I am. I feel enveloped in her love as I return to my room. Mataji. The next day I receive a scholarship for the course from the Alberta Education Fund. A confirmation. When I tell the kids, Garth says, does that mean we can stay longer? I feel on top of the world. Inspiring moments of the day. Cold biting my legs, stillness of the snow on the trees, the road bare and easy to drive, singing, rejoice with the kids on the way to school. Hot porridge and brown sugar, icicles hanging from windows, Swami Radha wearing dark blue sapphires, holding the children, chanting to Divine Mother. My life is transformed. I am not hiding or protecting myself anymore. I've created a clear pathway from foundation of devotion, work, and reflection up to my innermost self, my essence. My life seals show me this. Right in the center, I've drawn an orange. Orange, the color of renunciation. All the Swamis here wear orange. I see renunciation as a process of letting go of perceived ideas. In the back of my mind is the desire to dedicate my basic nature and my path to the Most High. Now let me see, where am I? On this day, I have a vision of an embroidery of Tara. I make a pact with the divine. I believe if I receive an embroidered Tara, I will make it as a sign to stay at the ashram as a resident for 2 years. I feel restless and fearful of looking squarely at the question of sannyas, but it keeps coming up for me. This too. Oh no, I'm practicing. Okay. But it is coming up for me too, this desire to be a Swami. A marvelous sunny day, the anniversary of Mataji's Sannyas Day. I promised myself to sit with her at lunch, if possible, and I do. She talks about selfishness and the divine law, and tells me afterwards that she spoke loudly so the person next to me would get the message. I'm thrilled to be in her confidence and to glimpse her methods. At supper, Mataji asked me to join her at the table filled with February birthday celebrants. A group of Aquarians that includes residents and Swamis. Clea hands out different gifts that Mataji has given each of us. When I open my small box, I find a few rice kernels. She tells me that they are from her own sannyas initiation and should be kept on my altar. And there is a photograph of Tara, which she embroidered herself. An embroidered Tara. That's the promise sign for my 2-year stay. What an auspicious day. I feel like I'm in 7th heaven. I seem to go to these different places. A month later, I have another conversation with Swami Radha, and she brainstorms numerous ideas for earning money. That's so I could stay. Then she questions my direction. What do you think you need, she asks. I need time at the ashram. I need time to work in this community with the devotional aspect because I feel there is something to learn. She responds, that may not have anything to do with learning. Learning can happen anywhere. So what do you think it is? What do you need that the ashram can give you? I would say it has to do with Divine Mother. So you need the devotion, the nourishment, the atmosphere, the conversation. Because the conversations here may go to worldly affairs, but they always come back to the spiritual. A lot of people have a deep, true sense of gratefulness to be here. Keep looking into possibilities. What is my relationship with Mataji? Sometimes light comes right through her eyes and I feel my heart rushing out. I don't even need to be near her and her light fills me. There is no time, no in between. Sometimes I am so grateful that every minute is a whisper of a prayer of gratitude. I look back to the stiffness and darkness I lived in, and I can hardly recognize myself. Then I wonder about my sincerity. I have seen others come and go, finding it hard to keep the commitment. Why do I want to be here? Is it enough to want to be near her and help her in whatever way I can? Are there other things I need to do? I search, I plan. I think of everything and still want to be here, to be near her. So I say to Divine Mother that if it isn't possible, make the desire go away or give me the strength to overcome whatever stands in my way. A great sadness comes over me. I have no money. The house will not sell by September. And even if it did, it's not enough. We will have to leave. Nothing is going according to my plan. But the source of my security is in the divine plan. Knowing what comes up is best for me. How can I stay connected with the light in myself? Everybody has that choice to keep connected and to do what your heart desires. It may take you down a path you never thought, but where you can be generous with your light to yourself, compassionate with your light to others. It takes you far.